Hey, another great day at the Solomon Trading Institute that's powered by Money Market Edge software. Hey, listen, if you want to know a little bit more about what we do, all you have to do is go here to our website, www.moneymarketedge.com, and come to our website and just hit this book a call button here. We love to chat with you, talk with you, kind of let you know what we do. It'll be a great thing. Of course, the disclaimer is here, it's real and it's relevant. I want to give you a chance to read that. Sometimes trading is risky because if you do anything without the proper preparation and the proper tools, for example, if you drive a car and you don't put on a seatbelt, it increases the risk of fatalities. If you play football and you don't wear pads or things of that nature, it increases the rate of injury. Now, Solomon Trading Institute Money Market Edge software, what we provide for you is an education that you can bank on. We teach you how to know risk and know reward. You know, we're brought up not thinking that risk is bad, but people who don't take any risk work for the people who do take risk. Let me say that again. People who don't take risk spend all of their time, energy, and effort working for the people who do take risk. So since if you want to get ahead, you have to take risk. What we say is, hey, listen, we can help you because guess what? You can actually know the risk that you're taking. And when you know the risk that you're taking, then you can mitigate that risk and then you can know a reward. Our trade room and what we do, our education, it's fueled by education. So the first 30 days you'll be learning and you'll be getting education. That's something that you would be doing here. You would be learning. The second part of what you do for these 90 and 120, 90 to 120 days. So you be learning for 90 to 120 days. You get to the point where you're doing some what? You're doing some practicing, right? And then you would get to the point where you, hey, listen, I'm developing a skill, right? And then you get to the point where you understand that you're studying, you're developing, you're practicing, and then now you get to the point where, listen, you're practicing within the education room that we have. So there are 4 levels to what we do. There's the orientation with 5 levels. Then there's the freshman class, the sophomore class, the junior class, then the senior class, and then you come to the point where you get to the live tech education room. Live tech stands for technical analysis. And what do we do in there? We make sure that you are understanding the trading plan. Because when you fully understand these components, you have everything that you need to position yourself to be a consistent, profitable, confident, and independent trader. So forecasting, where should price and where should price not go based on what we see? Recognition, is there a trade opportunity showing up? Is it forming in real time? Do we recognize that? Okay, we know where price should and should not go. We recognize the trade opportunity forming in real time. Hey, when do we execute our discretionary entry? All right, we're in there now. Now we need to understand, guess what? Once we're in the trade, how do we reduce the risk? How do we add on contracts? What do we do when we're in the trade, you know? So guess what? We'll teach you about that, you know? So then guess what? How do I exit the trade? How do I exit the trade? Because I'm in the trade, so how do I get out? I mean, if I'm in a plane, how do I, get out of the plane? All right. So once we do that and we learn through simulation, it's vital that we recognize trades before they happen, develop and sharpen your skills. Guess what? We help you do all of those things. Now, once you come into the trade room, guess what? Now that you know what you're looking at, then now you can come into the trade room and guess what? You can execute those things you're looking for. So you are solely responsible for your analysis. You agree that guess what? You've been practicing. You have proven that your trades generate a positive outcome through simulation here. That's really important. And practice. Hey, I'm comfortable. I'm not nervous. I'm comfortable with my trades. Guess what? I follow my rules. There's no anxiety there. Guess what? I agree that, guess what? There are some nuances. There are some things that I like about each one of the trade setups. Guess what? I've studied enough to pick up some little nuances. So guess what? I know that. I agree that I know in the financial reports, I'm not going to get run over by a bus, because I know when financial reports happen, because they could potentially add some risk. It's what I understand that, look, nobody, no teacher, no orientation teacher, freshman teacher, sophomore teacher, junior teacher, senior teacher, me in the live tech education room, nobody is going to give you financial advice, because we're not broker dealers. We're not licensed to do that. We're not governed by any regulatory authority. So that's why what we do is what the CFTC requires us to do, and to let you know that we are not licensed. What we're doing is educating you. And guess what? We understand that the software is not a signal giver. We're not licensed to produce a signal giving software. What we do, our software is an analysis. And so guess what? You sign, you print your name right here, you sign right here, and you join us. Guess what? And we'll talk about all the things that happen in our trade room, our world-renowned trade room. It's a great thing. So what we do is we have a trading plan. You have to execute the trading plan. So the first thing is forecasting, what we talked about. The next thing is opportunity recognition. The next thing is what? Entry criteria. Guess what? Capital preserving management. And guess what? Efficient exiting. That's what we do. So the first phase is forecasting, right? The first thing we want to know, listen, are there high impact news announcements that will hinder our trade? The next thing, what is the day type? Is the day type long? Is the day type short? Is the day type sideways? Is it a supply day? Is it a demand day? What kind of day is it? Then guess what? Identification of major structures in high volume areas. Guess what? We have to know where places that have proven to give sharp reactions. So when we get to those places, we can sit on our hands so that we won't put ourselves in a position that we would, not have a favorable outcome potentially. And we do our top-down analysis. We come from the daily chart to the 60-minute chart, and then we move on down 15-5, and we understand how the market is moving on that particular day. Now, once we do that, we get to the place where we say, hey, it's recognition time. Do I have the probability? And we use statistics to find that out. And it's in our software. It's in what we use. Do we have a statistical probability that the market will continue to move up? Market structure. Is the market structured in a way that is going to go either up or down? Momentum. Now that I know it's probable, then I have the structure. But do I have enough wind in my sail to get me across the lake? That's what I want to know. And once we recognize those things, everything is all good. So we have an evaluation sheet, because everything is measurable. Trading is not luck. And you know how some people say, well, some people just not good at it. It's just not, no. That there is a method to the madness. So sometimes people are not doing well because they don't understand the mistakes. They don't have a way to really a true way to measure what's going on. Sometimes people miss good entries. Well, guess what? That will hurt your risk to reward ratio. Hey, if the market has an average true range of 20 ticks, and here is 0, right? And you should be entering here, but yet you enter here because you don't know. Well, now your range is only 10. So your risk to reward ratio, guess what? It's not high, it's low. Now, why? Because you missed good interest. If you enter late, right? If you exit for no reason, that means the move could be going here, but you exit here, you enter here, and after you exit, the move continues to go here because you exited for no reason. Hey, guess what? Some people move their stop to lock in profit in the middle of nowhere, right? That's a problem. So if the market's objective is there and you enter here, and as the market move up, you take your stop loss and stick it right here and get bumped, while the market still is moving, and you exited here when you should have been exiting there. Why? Because you move your stop loss to lock in profit in the middle of nowhere, when you should have allowed the market to vacillate, because we knew where it was particularly going on that particular day, based on the probability, based on the market structure, and based on what the momentum. Well, guess what? So those are problems that we talk about here, and these problems are rooted in fear. These problems are rooted in fear. Okay. But then we have another set of problems: exiting late and giving up the profit. So if this is the target and the market reaches the target and then starts coming back, and you take profit here when you should have taken profit here at this particular structure, well, guess what happens? You just lost some of your profit. You know what that is? That's a ding. All right, trading against the direction. So everything is pointing up. Everything is pointing up. And you start trading what? Down. You're trading against the whole direction of the market. Guess what? Trading against an area, going long into resistance or short into support. So let's say the market has given us something that says, hey, this is the support. Okay, so as the market works up and works back down in this area, and you take a trade going in that direction against the support, of course you're going to get stopped out. So that's a ding. So make good entry. No reason. Locking in profit for no reason. Exiting late. Trading against the direction. Trading against an area, right, into resistance. Oh, trading against what? Areas. And then guess what? This is a double whammy. Trading against an area and trading against a direction. You see, that's a problem. So all of these problems are rooted in fear. However, these problems are rooted in greed. That is the problem here, greedy. All right. So what we do is we help you understand, because all of these, basically, if you look at it, these are what we call emotions. And what we help you understand from a pragmatic standpoint is that you don't trade out of emotions. You trade out of knowledge. Knowledge. And that's what most people don't have. So we have a complete system that's going to help you with knowledge. We help you with your performance. We help you with your mental approach. We help you analyze the market. We give you the right criteria, right? Improvement, because you get feedback, which means you're going to get better results because of the feedback. And then guess what? We have an assessment, which I showed you. We have a measurable, a way to measure. And so what we do is, I'm not saying there's nobody else out here, but we check all the boxes. That's what I'm saying. We check all the boxes, and it's, if it's your desire to, change your life, stop the financial suffering, all the things that we go through. And and when we suffer financially in this environment, economic environment, it affects your kids, it affects your wife, it affects your husband, it affects your health, all those things. Guess what? It doesn't have to be. And so our government has been kind enough to allow us to actually have a say-so in our own economic future, right? So we're not a communist society. We are a capitalistic society. And so you can capitalize on what the marketplace allows. And so anybody can open up a brokerage account, and anybody can learn to DIY, to do it yourself. Now, our goal is to at least make 80 ticks a day, right? So if we make 80 ticks a day, then that would be, based on the E-mini, potential $400, right? 80 ticks. How many ticks? 80. 80 ticks. Like I'm in church, look at your neighbor and say 80. Let the church say 80. 80 ticks. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you. We're going to help you potentially do this. And one of the things that you have to understand and recognize is that you have to learn something, because what we're going to do for you, we're going to define, we're going to determine, and we're going to help you reduce the risk. We're going to provide a world-class education for you in technical analysis. And then we have a software that's analytical that's going to help give you an edge. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So what we do is we have our trade room. Now in our trade room, there are people, when you see the word bingo, when you see the word bingo, it's because people are making money, so it's real critical. So now our live education and our live education room. So let's look at it. Remember what our goal is. Now, we're going to really help you understand how the market works. So let's look at what happened in our live education room today. This is a live chart from today. Now check this out. This is really cool, and you're really going to like it. So what we do is we have our chart and our analytical tool that helps us, and we have names for all of our trades. So in our education room, and I just want to be very modest here. In other words, we're looking at what would happen as people took the trades. These are the trades that were produced in our education room today. So what would happen if people took these trades at a 1-to-1 ratio, risk to reward ratio, right? So that means if I'm risking $1 to make $1, that's called a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If I'm risking $1 to make $2, that's 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If I'm risking $1 to make $3, that's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to just talk about a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So look at this real good. So what happened here on this particular day, when you look at it, I just want to get an arrow so I can point it to you. So here in this particular trade right here, at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, everyone in the trade room had an opportunity to make this trade, and the name of the trade is a trap, and we got in 31 ticks was produced out of that one trade at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So that's $155 per contract. All right. Then we get another trade set up right here. And as you can see, it went 36 ticks at 1-to-1. All right. And guess what? That's $180. All right. We get another trade set up here. We call this a layup, and this one went 25 ticks at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, $125. Okay. Then we get another opportunity here. We have another one. This was a trap. So this is a trap. This is a layup. This is a layup. This trade setup is called a trap. We name all of our trade setups because if you can't name it, you can't claim it. So we're not guessing and jumping in anywhere and just when we think the market is going up. No. There is a trading plan where you have a nameable trade, a nameable setup that we look for. So here's a trap, and you learn names of all trade setups in the sophomore class. So this is a trap, and then guess what? Here is another one. This is another layup at 23 ticks, $115. Now, all of this is because we're going to show you that you can make enough money to live on in an hour, half an hour, hour a day, I'm going to come back to that because we had one more trade. We had one more trade right in here, and it was a layup, and it went for 32 ticks at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, everything on this chart means something. This area is what we call our point of control, and this is our supply area. So we know that the market is coming here to mark down. All right, so we're basically trading that overall a retracement, if you will, because the overall market is going down. So here is what we call our break-in market structure. It's a high volume area. Here's our LTF high volume area right in here. We call this fair value here. And the lane that we're running is a balanced lane. You see how trading is not luck, it's not something that just happens and, either some people can do it or some people, that's not true. It's an education. So today in our live tech education room, now this period right here that's black, it's a fundamental impact. It was a news impact that took place. So that means we stayed out of the market in this place because there was an impact. There was some news that came out that would potentially hurt our trade. And so we stayed out and we got back in once it started back again. Now, in just 55, minutes in a day, in our trade room today was produced by our software and our education at one contract, $1,760. 352 ticks. Remember what our daily goal was? It was simply 80. So here there was 352. So of course, overtime today. So people in our trading room have the opportunity to see these trades forming in real time and to see them identified. You see that? Okay, so it's real critical and really important that, that you come to a decision. Hey, look, there is more out there, there's better out there. And how did this happen? We teach you how the market works, and we teach you how the market moves, and you have to be patient, and you have to allow the market to do what it's going to do. Can't take anything from the market. You have to wait until it gives it to you. Our artificial intelligence really, really helps you, gives you a competitive advantage. All market orders are really done by, limit or are done by, computers and technology. So we match that technology so that we can have some efficiency and some consistency ourselves, so that we can have some statistical absolutes to help us. Our software provides the context, the why is price moving the way it's moving. Now, of course, there's an education involved. You're not going to just do this tomorrow. You're gonna become a part of what we do, and we want to keep you above this line. We don't want you to go down here where when you start trying to trade and make money prematurely. That's what happens. You then lose, then you start drifting, and then after that, you quit. If you decide to come back, then now you find yourself here when you could have just waited and stayed up here and got the what? Got the education first. Get the education first. Learn what to do first. And I know that, people, they want to make money. I get that, that makes a lot of sense to me, wanting to make money, but you need education, and we provide that for you. The freshman class, the sophomore class, where you learn your trade setups, you learn charting. In the freshman class, you learn trade setups. In the sophomore class, in the junior class, you learn management. And then in the senior class, you put it all together for 20 straight days on a simulator following the rules. After that, then now you come into our live tech education room during the live market, right? No signals are being given. We just make sure you know what you're looking at so that you can get what you're looking for. I hope that makes a little bit of sense to you. If not, we'll continue to talk to you. So we don't just tell you, we don't just teach you, we involve you, and we walk with you every step of the way. Now, here's a great thing that many of our students are doing. They are qualifying for funded accounts. In other words, they are able to trade other people's money. Prop firms, if you can come to them and show them that you do know how to trade, they'll give you up to, we have several students, doing this, up to $200,000. Now, what if you had $200,000 that wasn't even your money, that you're not even risking your money? You understand what I'm sharing with you? So, it's great to be an American. Our government is giving us a real opportunity to do some really, really great things to help stimulate our economy, because we need to be able to participate, right? We need to be able to pay our taxes. We need to be able to do those things so roads can get built. So all of those things. But what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's a system. And our government, thank God, allows us to play a part in the economic system. So you should take advantage of that. All right, you should take advantage of that. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is your responsibility to take advantage of and to pursue. The pursuit of happiness, not happiness comes and drops in your lap. The pursuit of happiness. Hey, listen, I wrote a book called The Money Market Autopsy, and I talk about how we kill the market every day. You ought to pick it up and check it out. For more information, moneymarketedge.com, breaking news, hey, 94253. If you text the word profits, don't forget the S. If you text the word profits to 94253, you get more information. Hey, listen, have a great day. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Cornelius Wilson Brown III. Thank you for listening.